Hey, Dwayne. Yeah, early. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up? Funny comedy Dwayne. Miss Gibbs is here. Elena. Hello, hello. How you doing, Elena? Hey!
Hey girl, how are you?
Oh
Hey,
my goodness. I'm so super, super excited. We do have a couple of people on. We're gonna wait for more. You look stunning. Oh my gosh. She got her makeup on and everything. Uh
I
oh.
had to I had to come prepared for you when I got my ring light in the background,
Oh
and I got my crystals on me right now.
what?
Like I
What?
got
All
I got my cam.
right. Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. What does it say? The boss? What's in the middle?
The real,
The real
real boy.
boss. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yes,
Yes,
Crystal.
crystals.
Elena, you're going to
Alina.
love this live. You're going to love this live, Elena.
I got my
Afterwards,
cards.
if you have not connected with Phoenix, please do on Rizzle and stuff like that. Follow each other because you guys have a lot of similarities. So might as well do the connection right then and now. Yeah, a lot of
Hi,
similarities. Another,
Selena, how you doing?
yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got cards too. I got 12 decks actually, 12 Oracle decks of cards. That I work with. They call to me. I don't laugh the cards. If it's in my spirit, if I see them at the store, they call to me, I'll pick them up. Same thing with the crystals. If they call to me, I'll pick them up.
Yep, everything is calling, calling, calling.
Spirit led. Gotta be spirit led.
Yep.
My name on Rizzle is official Phoenix Gibbs.
Official Phoenix Gibbs. Official. The official, okay? Phoenix
Oh,
Gibbs, people.
she says she just 2 decks. Yep. See? People getting into it.
Yeah. And
You know what? Let me do this too. I'm gonna add a couple of people's myself on
okay,
here.
no problem.
Because I've been sitting it out all day today and this weekend.
Uh-huh. See, Elena says she's starting to do readings for people now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Mhm.
Are you making sure you protect yourself, Elena, before and after?
Yes, girl. Before and after. Because,
Get that dragon's blood sage and dragon's blood oil and agua florida, all that stuff.
yes. Or else they want to come and take you alive. Mm-hmm.
And then so
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, it's real. It's really real.
it's this work, I must say, is one of the hardest challenging uh, type of purpose that I've had to encounter in my life because it comes with so much, so much. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a beautiful journey. I'm not gonna say it's not. It's challenging at times, especially when you're going through ascension process.
Mm-hmm.
That shit, ooh, child.
Yeah, it's on. It's on. So we have Hands of Flight Salon Spa here.
Hands
Welcome.
of Love. That's my boy Justin. He's here in
Oh, okay.
Savannah.
What's up, Justin?
What? Him.
Huh.
Yeah, he does my hair. He's a hairstylist, makeup artist, massage therapist, Reiki practitioner, energy clearing specialist. Like he's the whole works and then some.
Awesome. So without further ado, we're going to start with the people that we have here. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, and then we'll take it from there. Official Mitch is here. Oh, wait. Mitch Savage is in the room. That's my timekeeper. He's the one who holds it down. We got to greet him. Hello, Mitch. Thank you for being with us. Now, let's start the show. Go ahead.
Hey, everyone. With lipstick
Yep.
all over my teeth. I am Phoenix Gibbs. I am a spiritual self-care specialist, creator of spiritual self-care products, motivational influencer on YouTube, wedding officiant, and motivational card reader. What I do is I help seekers, truth seekers, light seekers, soul seekers, care for themselves by decluttering what no longer serves them so that they are able to regain, revoke, and reclaim and call back their power, permission, and control to themselves that they've given to other people, so that way they're able to embrace the magic and beauty that's within them, so they can hold the power within themselves to know that they are wonderful, amazing, beautiful, and powerful. And that way they can connect with their higher selves and connect with their gods of their own understanding, universe, realm, all them peoples, ancestors, and then some that want to connect with them. So that way they'll be more clear and complete and happy within themselves to find peace, because peace is not an external thing, it's an internal thing.
Absolutely.
And so that's what I do. That's what I bring to the tables for the people. So that's what I do.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, I know you from the past. They don't. So we have history together. Hey, beauty baby. You know, so
Yes.
My thing is this, is that, can you please explain to them, before we even go into what your past was, can you please explain to them the actual calling to this mode of practice that you fell into right now? Like, what was that time of calling? Like, how did you know that you were chosen? How did you realize that you were actually called to do something other than what you used to do?
I had turned 40 and I came out. And upon coming out, I realized within my spirit a lot of parts of myself were dying, and I was mourning the loss of my old self. And with that came becoming more intuitive, like my intuition heightened on a different level. And not only that, but going through a near-death experience in 2011, something shifted in me. And I think that's where I began my whole spiritual journey, if you will. But it didn't take place until I moved to Savannah, Georgia, which I was led to move here by my ancestors. Did not realize it was the ancestors, but there's something in me was like, you have to leave New York. New York is no longer for you. And you have to go to this place. And so when I got here, everything just started shifting ever so slowly. The altar, calling on my ancestors, being more one with God and praying a lot, so much more praying and being able to like really see, feel, hear, and know spirit on a different level. Not that I've never known spirit, I've always known spirit, but not to the point of being so powerfully in tune where I can see, feel, hear, even smell specific things. And that's when I realized there was something much more bigger here, because when I moved here, I was doing public relations and social media. And one day I was sitting down doing some work, and I just felt this energy like, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. Like I heard it. Why are you kidding yourself? You know you're supposed to be at your altar praying. You know you're supposed to be healing people. What are you waiting for? And I was like, damn, okay, I don't know how to start this, because I feel like with everything, there's not too much of a book of instructions. You just have to like kind of like take a risk and jump. And I've always been the take a risk and jump chick. Even if I fell flat on my face, I would take a risk. And this was just something that was in my spirit, like heavy in my spirit. I couldn't run away from it. So I said, okay, well, December 31st, 2018, I said, okay, I'll jump full force into, being a spiritual person and healer, whatever the case may be, and helping people, especially when it came to people trying to figure out, who they were, especially those who went through abuse. And I felt like that was my kryptonite, helping people who were abused, because I've been there before. The only part about it is I didn't realize how much protection of myself I needed to do at that time. And I didn't realize that I was depleting so much of myself because I was helping everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
it was a different type of dynamic because public relations and social media, you're not, it's not that you're not open or closed off, it's just a different world. This world here
Mm-hmm.
is a completely different ballgame
Absolutely.
because energy connects to you from other people.
Mm-hmm.
The spiritual world connects to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of discipline for me, commitment in itself. I didn't realize how huge the commitment was going to be.
Hmm. I tell you, we have Martine. Hey, sis. Maddie. Okay, who's
Okay.
here? And when you stated that, hey, GQ, what's up? Thank you for being on. When you stated that you used to do public relations, social media, it takes me back. I'm gonna explain to you guys how Phoenix and I met. And I have to explain to you, back then she was not Phoenix. It was another name, but I don't know if she gives me the authority to say it. So I'm just going to say she had another name. She had another person. So basically, we met on January. I'll never forget it. It was January 2017. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was in Manhattan at a women's conference. I had just recovered from my fibroid surgery. January 2017. I didn't know Phoenix. Well, I didn't know her at all. I went to the conference. It was a women's conference. And basically, she was a speaker at the conference. Now, she used to do social media and public relations, right? So I walk into the conference. It's full of goodies. Everybody's taking notes and we're in class and everything. And a lot of stuff is going down, right? Everybody's learning. It's beautiful. I walk in there. We made eye contact. Once we looked at each other, it was like, bam. Okay. And it was incredibly amazing. Like right then and there, I knew that not only we connected, but it's like, I don't know if you guys know what soul ties or soul connections. Believe you me, from that time on, it's like we were supposed to meet. We were supposed to be connected. And from that date on, January 2017, we became friends. Okay. We became friends to a point where I started my campaign as an authorship and as in my authorship, and she basically created my campaign for me for women empowerment. I became a speaker because of the work that she put together for me, the packaging. Okay, I'm talking about like my whole portfolio. Okay, I mean, showing and really learning from her how to work social media. I'm gonna tell you guys, like the things that you guys see me doing right now is all implementation from what I've learned from being under her wings, okay? Because she's definitely one of those people that I stand on their shoulders today, all right? It's been a remarkable journey, and I want to say thank you to you because you were one of the first people and the one that took me on. She was my social media manager. All right. We had the whole package. She hooked me up for interviews. I had a portfolio, like a whole schedule of interviews every week. Okay. Hooked me
Yes,
up with magazines. All right. I was featured so many different places. I mean, she's the one who really skyrocketed my campaign and had me all over the place. From the time that I was nominated for awards and then I won, she fixed it up. My website from the very beginning, fixed it up, hooked me up, lovely. So from one end to another, we stayed connected. And then she went through a lot of different transitions, a lot of transformations. We stayed connected. And then I will never forget when she said to me that she's going to leave New York and move to Savannah. My heart just dropped. Like
everybody was
like my heart dropped totally.
oh,
And I was so I was so messed up when she gave me that news. And I told her, I was like, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do, but believe you me, It was like, are you serious? Like, really? You moving to Georgia?
Mhm.
Like, you gonna, like, at the end, I was like, you gonna leave me here?
Yeah, Martine was like, yo, I mean, I can't believe like you leaving me.
No, because the thing about it is that she came into my life and it's like she just took everything. It didn't matter what it was, whether it was good or bad, and she packaged it so very
Hmm.
nicely, let me tell you, to a point where wherever I went and when I wanted to pitch myself, it's her package that I used to pitch
Hmm.
myself. I participated in a lot of good gigs because of her. Okay.
Hmm.
And I give her a lot of credit. So when I
Thank
heard that she was moving to Savannah, that was one issue that I had. But I'm like, okay, we could still do it from a distance. You could still manage me and schedule me, and give me the great deals and stuff like that. No problem. And then
you.
the other
Hmm.
news came was like, I'm not doing social media anymore. I was
I
like,
know. Everybody was so devastated. They were like, we can't believe you're leaving PR, social media. I'm like, guys, let me explain something to you. I would be doing a disservice to you and myself because I am not happy. And when I'm not happy, everyone else is not going to be happy. So I had to make a really, really tough decision at that time. And my heart was broken because I love working with the people I work with. But at the same time, it was like, Spirit was just calling me, like, you need to sit your ass down and listen to what we got to tell you because your purpose and your mission is so big. You have to help all of these people with everything you've been through in your life, all of this misfortunes and challenges and obstacles. That's your job right now. You have to fulfill your job. And it hurt me to my core, but I had to listen.
so I have my
I had
girlfriend Christina on here. I want to acknowledge her, her first time on with us. Another thing
to.
is that another thing is that when she said to me she's not gonna be doing social media anymore, I was just like, so who you gonna leave me with? Who you gonna leave me with? Like I got work to do. My journey just started. Okay. Who are you gonna leave me with? All right. I'm a full-fledged author. I just started getting all my awards. I got deals. Okay. I've been featured several times because of you. I've been on podcasts, I've been on people's TV shows. Trust me. What you gonna do with me? That's what I was like. So I was like, oh my God. So she goes, I'm going to transfer all of my work to other people. I mean, she was managing my website. Okay. When I tell you
Mhm.
managing my website, like to the T, all right. She'll tell me, oh, Martine, you're booked for this day on this appointment. You're going to speak to this person, this podcast at this time. She was managing my appointments. Like that was it.
Mhm.
All right. So I was like, damn. So she goes, I'm going to take all my stuff. I'm going to transfer it to somebody else who I know will do good work and all that stuff. I said, okay. She did that. It started going well, but something inside of me was like, you're going to have to do something. Although we stayed connected, when I say we stay connected, our connection is real. Okay. It's an everyday connection.
Yes. Yes.
Like, what's up? How you doing, sis? Good morning, good afternoon, whatever. Always connected. What's up, Ricky? Thank you for being with us. So I was like, all right, we'll still stay connected and everything. All through her transitions, everything that she's doing, she's letting me know. I'm like, man. So that's when I said, you know what? Something is saying to me that I need to start getting acquainted with what social media really has to offer and just really
Mhm.
start doing me. So I tell you guys this story because it's very important. And the end point to this story is that everybody has a calling, one way or the other. Okay. And the thing about it, you don't understand, like somebody else's calling into something else is also your calling for you to find yourself. Okay.
Yes,
So
that.
that's what Phoenix represents to me. She was doing social
Mhm.
media. She was in public relations. I liked what she did. I love the package she put together for me. I benefited lovely from it. Okay. And then all of a sudden, boom, she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, seriously? I just started. Okay. So at first I did go through the rut, like, oh my God, like, you know, I can't believe this is happening to me. I can't believe like everything I start, I can't finish. What the heck is going on? This must be my luck, blah, blah, blah. I did go through it for a minute. And then afterwards, I was just like, you know what? Let me start picking up what I need to do. And first thing I did, I ordered a couple of social media related books from Amazon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I'm going to start learning. And
Yes.
truthfully, that time, what happened to you made me pick up, get on my feet for me to do what I got to do for myself, you know? So that's why now, like, I'm at a point where a lot of people see me going back and forth like it's nothing, like I'm drinking water. It's because I've done the core of the work, all right?
Yes.
And I understand the concept, okay? Everything about social media is mindset. Once you get that out of the way, get all the hangups out of the way, clean it up, squeak it clean, you know, open up your space, everything is possible. Anything is possible, you know?
Absolutely.
And that's something that I have to thank you for, like, deeply, because honestly, she was doing it like there was nothing going on. But I was like, she likes to do it. She's been doing it for a long time. You know, so like I didn't expect no other from her, you know, and I was like, okay, get it together. Okay. But truthfully, the way that I see I'm operating now, I'll always come back and I'm like, yeah, and I can't believe this, but she did it for me. She really did it for me, you know, and I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy about it.
And you do such amazing work. Like I be scrolling, I'm like, well, damn, shit. Like I need courses from your ass now.
Actually, I'm in the moment of creating my courses. So pretty soon I'll be letting each and every one of you guys know of the courses coming out where you guys will be able to benefit. I'm going to make sure that they're clean, like she did for me and other people did for me. Clean and cut to the point, whereas exactly what you need is what you're going to get without going around and around, because you know how some coaches do. Okay, to keep you coming in and bringing in the money.
Yeah.
Keep you hung in, you know, they be giving you everything but the prize. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Zaya. Hi, Zaya. My friend Zaya. She's on here. She's a beautiful Christian artist.
You know,
but for me, I felt like your story was so powerful, and it needed to be told in the most authentic, beautiful, genuine, powerful way because of everything that you experienced and been through. And I felt like I needed to make sure the story was told where it touched so many lives in so many ways, because you overcame so much, a warrior to me. And I was just like, this girl's been through so much stuff. Like, people need to know who she is. People need to know her story.
Yes.
People need to know. And you're such an educator, the way that you know about fibroids and all that stuff that comes along with it. And we've been through the same thing, because I've been through the same thing too.
Yes.
And the way that you told your story was so genuine and so authentic, and it was so emotional for me because I've been there, and I'm like, no, there's so many women in the world that going through the same exact thing, if not more. And they need to know that there's a person here that's been there to say, you know what, I got you. I'm holding your hand through this process. Let's walk together. And that's what you did. That's how your setup was. And I wanted it to be so beautiful in that way for you. So when a woman reads your story, they see you in themselves and vice versa. So it gives them the courage to go to the doctors and ask questions, because that's one thing that you taught me where that whole situation of fibroids was concerned. The fact that you asked all these questions, the fact that you did your research, the fact that you learned about fibroids and learned about, you know, the foods to eat, what not to eat, the exercise, every single piece of it that they don't teach us.
Absolutely. I was not dependent on them at all. You know, because
exactly.
my whole thing is I mean, that's one of the reasons why I switched over and reinvented myself with my new platform saying she writes and speaks the truth, because
That's right.
I want to know the truth, and so I'm going to put it out there that I'm all about the truth. And that's all I want from you. And believe you me.
Hey, Pierre,
Hey, Totem.
my brother
Oh,
here,
okay.
but
So my
my
thing
thing
is like,
is,
if I put it out there that I speak and I write and speak about the truth, then that means that I'm true to myself in my ways, and that's all my expectation is of you, to bring me the truth, because I'm gonna know, because I do my research.
exactly.
So,
And there's so many women out there who don't do their research. They rely on the medical industry with the spot and everything else. But I feel like as a woman, you're supposed to be in tune with your body, know exactly how you're feeling and what questions to ask your doctors. And the one thing that stuck out to me too, the fact that you said, ask your doctor to break things down to you. Not that scientific medical mumbo jumbo bullshit. Like talk to you as if though you are a human being so you could understand in your brain how to process what's going on with your body.
absolutely. And
And
the reason why I was able to do that is because I'm a professional in the medical field. So I happen to be one of those people, which it doesn't happen a lot. I happen to just be one of those people who understood what he was saying scientifically. And I was just like, yo, bro, you have to speak real English, because I understand you because of the work that I do. But honestly, if it was anybody else, they would have been highly discouraged. And guess what? That's how they get you hooked on what they want to hook you on, if you guys understand me,
yeah,
And
that medication and giving you the whole runaround, whatever it is, and so that's why I wanted to create such an amazing, powerful platform for you to start a movement so women can advocate for themselves in that way, where it's not that, okay, I'm just going to listen to what the doctor's telling me. No, I'm going to ask your ass a whole bunch of questions. You're going to sit there and answer them in order for me to get a clarification of what's going on with me. And then I can make a judgment or very good decision for myself to say, okay, well, I want to have this surgery, or I want to take that medication. Because it has to sit well with your spirit. If it doesn't sit well with your soul and your spirit and your heart, don't do that.
yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Exactly so. When you get that gut feeling is your spirit's telling you exactly, like, I don't think so. And then when you get it, when you get it, just follow. Because that's what I did. It saved my life. It saved my life. It saved her life. It saves a lot of people's lives. You get that sixth sense. That's what it is. Elena was just saying that she went and she followed you on all your handles now, everywhere. So I just want to let you know that.
I will make sure I follow you back, and we'll connect. We'll
Okay.
connect.
And GQ was saying that he's looking forward to signing up to my courses once I, get complete. Yes, I'll definitely let everybody know, because we all need social media tips and everything else. So might as well just like spread the word with everyone. So I'll definitely be informing everyone once it is complete and getting going. That was also my reason for doing my second YouTube channel, is that my first YouTube channel is related to my book, which is Faces of Uterine Fibroids, which is also on Amazon, international bestseller, award-winning masterpiece and stuff. But at the same time, that channel has one purpose. It's geared towards women's health and everything women's health related, right? And I felt a little bit like stuck with that channel because I'm limited to just certain topics, right? So I wanted to broaden my horizons, and I said, wouldn't it just be great? Like, I have a new platform. Why don't I just create a channel for that platform? And of course, this show came out of nowhere, and I said, oh, so create my platform, go on with author Martine Myers, and have a show within that, and we're going to do the YouTube from Instagram to YouTube. So that's how it all came about. And that's a social media challenge for me, because I started from scratch with that one. Although I started from scratch with the other one, but it's a whole different thing, because I'm already like over 200 something, almost at 300 with my, women's health channel, and I have a lot of engagement there. But starting from scratch, like totally zero, and taking it at that point, it's like, wow, that's a brand new baby I'm dealing with. I have to feed it, cultivate it, really put energy into it. And that's how I'm learning a lot of more different types of tips that I might not really paid attention to when I was doing my first channel. So now, like, I'm getting exactly what truly is working and what people need to
Absolutely.
be doing. And I'm loving the experience. I'm loving the experience.
I learned, and Denzel Washington says this a lot, to fail forward. Because when you fail forward, you learn all of the lessons, the mistakes, experiences, everything. And it's just saying, thank you, God, thank you, universe, for this opportunity, this challenge, because it allows you to expand, it allows you to grow, it allows you to look at yourself in a different, specific kind of
Mm-hmm.
that you would never looked at yourself before if you didn't fail forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even with my journey of doing this, there's a lot of times that I failed in a fact of, like I said earlier, I wasn't protecting myself the way that I was supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to this spiritual ascension recently, my good friend Maite here, she's an amazing Reiki practitioner, and she did distant Reiki on me, and she was able to patch up the holes in my aura, because my aura, I had so many holes in my aura. All of my chakras were imbalanced. Justin, he did some energy clearing work on me. So I had to call on my spiritual tribe to help me, because I depleted myself on so many levels, because I was helping everybody and their mama. And I thought I was taking care of myself, but I really wasn't. So God and my evil ancestors, Mama Isis, everybody and their mama was like, sit your ass down in the corner, you're on timeout.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I went to rock bottom, and they stripped me to my core, so I had to do nothing else but go within.
What's up,
And I had
Joseph? Yeah.
I had to fix so many different elements, parts of myself.
Yeah.
And it was the hardest when you have to fake yourself,
Yes.
when you're being seen how you used to. When I used to be so distracted, even though I felt that I was healed, I was doing surface healing. I was doing bullshit healing. I wasn't going really deep within myself.
Yeah.
So from the pandemic started, I call it a global ascension.
Mm-hmm.
From March to June, I was like in hibernation, because I had to go through the process.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so bad that anytime I didn't speak what I was supposed to say, I would have this lump that would come into my throat out of nowhere, this big lump. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't eat, I couldn't drink anything. My whole process was just all over the place.
Right.
And the reason why the name Phoenix came about is because I was sitting down doing some bracelets, and I heard Goddess Isis says, emerge from the phoenix, emerge from the ashes like the phoenix that you are, my beloved child. And I was like, what? And I heard it twice, and I was like, okay, cool, Phoenix, that's what it is. That's how the wow. And so it felt right. And then the other part of that is, the other part of that too is, I had to evaluate myself, evaluate my friends. And I made a list of people who treated me as an option, and people who treated me as if though I was priority.
Mm-hmm.
Because I treat everything as a priority.
Absolutely. Same here. Same here.
And so to mourn the loss of all those people I was leaving behind, because I walked away from a lot of people. My other Facebook page was at 5,000. I walked away from all of that shit because it was no longer serving.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to make space and room for those people who were treating me like priority, and who loved me when I had nothing to offer them.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the lesson I had to learn.
Absolutely. I mean, spiritual ascension is no joke. It's no joke. I
No,
mean, mine started too in March. And the thing with me is that I'm very spiritually inclined from the time that I could remember, from the time I was little. Because first and foremost, for me, I mean, I think I mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it in a different way. I was always connected to spirits from, I would say, the time I was born. And the reason being is because when I came to this earth, 3 months after I came to this earth, my father passed away suddenly. All right. No issues, no nothing. That's just what happened. Right. And growing up, I learned to communicate with my father in spirit, you know? writing letters,
Mm-hmm.
speaking and everything. And I remember being able to visualize him through the pictures that I would see. And I would communicate that way. And people are like, who are you talking to? And I would be like, my dad, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but I knew what that was all about. So I grew up
Yeah.
with that. And as time would pass on, I got older, whatever, I connected more to spirit. My grandmother, my great grandmother, once they picked up and transcended, they went over, I was connected. So then as I got older, it became a whole bunch of people that
Mm-hmm.
I honored. And not only I honored, I communicate with, like they're still here, And
Absolutely.
I was at a point where, honestly, it came to a point where a lot of people just didn't get it or understand it. And I wouldn't share it with anyone unless like we really connected. Like when I met
Yep.
you, it was like home. Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
every single thing I experienced per se, you did too. And I was like, yeah, me too. So I was just like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So when you said that you were gonna get up and leave, I was just like, no, you can't. I don't think so. So coming back to the whole spiritual ascension part, like mine started March of this year, like many others started. And it's really like a broad opening that you just get to a point where it's like, you know what, it's time to make a change. You need to adjust. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's timely also. That's one thing I have to
Mm-hmm.
say. It's very timely. And you need to abide to it because those guidelines are primary to your soul, and
Absolutely.
once you follow, it's so funny how one door opens to another door, to another door, to another door, and it keeps going on and on. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I know that before this particular journey I'm on right now, I had some type of spiritual thing that happened to me back then,
Mm-hmm.
but I was not as spiritually sound as I am now back then, you know?
Yep.
And I also
Mm-hmm.
was in a position where I had quite a few people doing stuff for me, like you,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So
Mm-hmm.
things were pretty much taken care of. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I just know that I
Yeah.
needed to show up wherever I needed to show up to. But now it's
Exactly.
like not only I have to walk the walk, I have to put in the work. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on a whole different level, a whole different connection. Like with
Absolutely.
source. Okay, whole different connection to source. And I want to tell you guys, it's such a beautiful gift. It's totally
It is.
remarkable, and it opens you up to so many things. You become such a better person, so much
Yeah.
understanding.
Um,
You know?
from March to June, I learned so much more about myself than I have in 43 years of my life.
Yep.
And I pretty much really, really learned what self-love and self-forgiveness and self-trust really felt like. Hey, Stephanie, and hey, Alexia, before I forget.
What's up?
But I went through a process of experiencing the love I give to people within myself and what that felt like, that it brought me to tears.
Yes.
It brought me to tears because it was like, shit, if this is how I treat people, oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna treat myself like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so now it's going through the process of really trusting myself, believing in myself, and really loving me or everything that is about me. And that's what this ascension process has taught me. This was the biggest lesson of all. And also to really, really express,
Mm-hmm.
to say, I had to learn healthy boundaries, emotional boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
mental boundaries, physical boundaries, spiritual boundaries, all types of boundaries. I have to learn this go around so I can say, no, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not going to accept that. I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that. And that actually led to me having uncomfortable conversations with people and making people uncomfortable. The same way they made my ass uncomfortable, yes, I had to turn that around back on them to let them know, you know what you did wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to accept that the way I did before.
Right.
So it's a completely different person. I feel different, like
Absolutely.
completely different
Same here.
emotion. The girl is just like, what was it yesterday? My reflexes are crazy. Like if I see something about to fall, I catch that shit like Matrix. Like,
Yes.
or I have a sense that the meal truck is coming, and I'm in the kitchen doing stuff, and I'll have an innate knowing, and then I'll go outside. The post office is the postal man is knocking on my door. I'm like, what the fuck? Shit. It's crazy. It's not crazy, but it's crazy. Or, if someone's texting me, I'll know what person's texting beforehand and who's texting me. Like that
Yes.
type of stuff. A heightened thing to the point where I feel like I have wings on my back, because there's times where I take my bra off and the hairs in my back kind of like
Yes.
expanded, and I'm like, what is that?
I hear
But
you.
because
I mean,
my
just
name
like what? Just
is
the other day. The other day when you text me, and I was just like, oh my God, I was just thinking about you. Like I had picked up the phone and I was like, oh, let me just see where she's at. And you just come up, hey sis. I'm like,
it happens to a lot of my friends too. Like I'll text them and be like, how the hell did you know I was about to call you? I'm like, I don't know. Your name just popped into my head, and I meant to text you. Or like going through something, and I'll be like, are you okay? And they're like, bitch, I can't feel you do that shit. Stop creeping me out. I'm like, I can't do that.
So another thing I want to ask you is, I want to make this comment. We're talking about spiritual ascension. One thing that was clear during the beginning of March for me was that I was clearly told, and I heard it, that I need to become more visible. And it was funny that she used to tell me that too. She's like, Martine, you got a lot to give. You got a lot to give. You need to start showing up in a different way. And I said to her, yeah, I'm going to do it when I'm ready. I'm going to do it when I'm ready. So spiritual ascension started, boom. I started working from home. And then it was just so strong. Like, you need to start being visible. And I was like, okay, I guess I need to maybe start doing videos or whatever. Like, my mind was starting to get to it. And then I was watching, and this is all innate stuff again. I was watching another YouTuber, and then inside of her story, she was doing a story time, she had a sponsor, and she said information about Rizzle, and she explained what it was, short video platform, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, okay. And I like that YouTuber. I was watching her for maybe like a good 3 months and stuff, really connected with the stuff that she shared. So I just wrote it down. And I remember once she said it, I wrote it down. The next morning, I woke up and it was clear. You better go check that. Like, go check the website or whatever. So I went on, I kid you not, no hesitation. I looked at the website. I saw everything it had to offer. The following day, I downloaded the app. And then I waited 3 days because I was just looking through the app and trying to learn and do that. And I was like, okay, let me just drop my first video. I dropped my first video and I was just like, okay, let me look at the guidelines. Oh, I got to do 30 videos to be monetized, supposedly. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I knew I could do this, right? So I said, let me just push, get that 30 out, and let me see what it brings. And here I am today. You know what I mean? Like,
This
is all
because
stuff that I
did on,
and I did.
Yeah, somebody posted in the Rizzo Facebook group. They were like, "Oh, that Martine is the Oprah of Rizzo." I was on the floor dying, like, "Yo, she is the Oprah with Rizzo."
It's funny though. It's funny though. I'm glad that you're on, because after that, when you were like, oh my God, you're doing so well and all these things, and I see you, and I know the way you're doing your thing, I could do mine too. So you know what? I just signed up with Rizzle. And I was just like, what? I was not expecting that. I was like,
yeah.
You did what? When she got on Rizzle, let me tell you, I felt even more at home. Because she's the first person in my circle that's come to Rizzle. Because I did Rizzle let me just explore. And that was it.
Yeah. And it followed me about it, and I was looking up your stuff on Rizzle. I'm like, all right, I'm going to sign up. Martine says it's good. I'm going to just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I can't believe that she's here. So,
Mm-hmm.
to keep it the way that it actually is, like I made sure, like, it's not that I stayed in my lane, but I don't want to hog somebody that I know when I know so many people now. Like my world is like this, coming from Rizzo. You get what I'm saying? So to keep it the way that it is, and we could have this banging interview now that I bring everything out, like people really see a little bit of my come up in terms of where I came from and
Mm-hmm.
talking to you now and where I am now, like it's a journey, people. It's all a process. It doesn't happen
Mm-hmm.
overnight. Like I said, we
No, it,
met in January 2017, which I will never forget. Okay. It was a snowy ass day in New York, pitch white outside. The sun was in my eyes. All right. It was glary, pitch white. All right. And we went out in the snow, okay, to a women empowerment conference. That's where we connected. It was all about networking, people. And from then
Mhm.
on, we just been doing our thing, you know.
Absolutely. And keeping the sisterhood going, and I think too and then when I told you too, like, oh yeah, like I'm Haitian too. My father supported Prince. He was like, ah, and I was like, well, slow
Exactly.
down.
It was just
I
one
don't
connection after another. I was just like, oh my God. I can't, I can't, I can't, I can't.
I was like, I don't speak Creole that good, but I love compa and I love saswa and lumbi and all that. So talk to me in food and music. We good.
Like we just, oh my God, we connected on so many levels. Sometimes you guys, okay, well, you guys want to be on social media, you guys want to do public relations, you guys want to become big from wherever you are. It's all about the networking. It's all about the connection. It's all about connecting and engaging. It's that's really what it really is all about. And that's the foundation that I've brought on to create my platform, because
Absolutely.
connecting and engaging is really what helped me, and really get to feel people, where they
Mhm.
are, where they're going and stuff like that. And that's why like I do these
And
interviews.
And when you're connecting with people, even if the person is an author like yourself or a healer just like me, I don't think that there should be any form of spirit of competition where we can all get together and help each other out. Because I mean, I'm an author too, but I'm gonna push your book all day. Maite is a Reiki practitioner. She's a healer. She does card readings too, but I'm gonna push her all day because for me, it's reciprocity all around. What's for me is going to be for me. If I know that I can help you to push you out there so we can come up together, why not do it as opposed to, oh, that person's competition? No, we're not here to compete with each other. We're here to learn from each other because there's certain things that you may know that I don't have a clue about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And vice versa.
I mean,
So
just like
for me,
us, we have a lot of similarities.
mhm,
And the thing about it, like I'm a Reiki too. I'm a Reiki one, but I don't push that. But I use it for
right,
myself. I know what I got to do for me. And I use it in ways like if somebody is sick, like I will heal that person within that
absolutely.
time of need. I do it for
Hmm.
my mom, I do it for my family and stuff like that. Like, I would rather, like, before COVID, I started going to nursing homes and I was healing those people. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
like some people are just like, okay, they do Reiki like it's a service, like going to the beauty salon. That's not my thing. That's really not my thing. So it's just like you're an author, I'm an author. Like we push it different ways. You know what I'm saying? You're into the tarot cards. I understand the tarot cards. I'm not gonna do a reading for someone, but you know what? I know all about that stuff. You get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just it's how we push and what we put up front. But we're a mixture of a whole bunch of stuff. We can market
Absolutely.
ourselves to a point where we got too much. Like you have to pick what you really want to market to. We got too much.
Absolutely. And you got to pick what makes your heart smile. You got to pick what wakes you up every single morning.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes, I have a lot of things that I can do too, but I know this is what my being is about. This is what heightens me. This is what makes my heart smile.
Yeah.
You know? And so a lot of times we could be Jill of all trades, jack of all trades, and masters of none, because we want to be doing so many different things because we feel that that's what success is. But then you get lost in it. You get lost in the matrix, and then you don't learn the lessons of exactly what it is you're here to do.
And I like the fact that you mentioned the matrix. You know, spiritually speaking, people who don't know, we've been living in a matrix for the longest time. The structure and everything has been a matrix, literally. Okay. And the thing about it, the way things have just turned upside down and everything is just breaking down is because it's basically the breaking of the matrix. Okay. And right now, during this time, if you have not picked up something for you to work constructively in, like a project, for you to see how it will flourish into something profitable tomorrow, trust me, you need to pick something up, okay, before the end of the year gets here, because everything that was so back then will not be so moving forward. Okay. Don't get stuck in the status quo, because obviously you see everything is breaking down. All right. So you got to find your way of how you may be able to provide and do for yourself moving forward. All right.
Absolutely. And that too, with that being said, is also finding yourself, going within, connecting with higher version of yourself.
Yes.
You know, through the process, because when we go through trauma, that sits in our cells, our organs, our DNA. When we're around people who no longer serve us, energy vampires, succubus, whatever the case may be, bad relationships, all of that is in your spirit. All of those energies are still sucking at you. So it's having to remove it, reclaim. Claim back your power, your permission, your spiritual permission of where you are in your life and how to move and flow in your life. And it starts with taking out the external.
Yes.
Taking and going deep within your soul, your spirit, your heart, and finding out the things that you don't like about yourself and shifting those things.
Absolutely.
Because
absolutely,
I love myself, but then again, they have so much shit going inside. Honestly, subconsciously, you do not.
Yes.
You don't.
Yes, because you have a lot of uncovered things that you just don't want to remove. You know, I mean, I myself had to clean. Like when you're on this route, you got to clean up. You know, you got to declutter, clean out your space. You have to clean out your mind. You also have to clean out your social media. Like this page right here on Instagram, I deleted my last page. I totally disabled it because I had
Same here.
Okay. It didn't serve me any good anymore because the connections on there were toxic, period. Okay.
Absolutely. And that one, this is my third time removing a Facebook page, and this is my second time removing an Instagram page.
Yes.
It was to the point where I was like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. Isn't paying my bills, is not serving me. Yes, it's a platform, but I'm still gonna survive and breathe at the end of the day without it.
Yeah. And the thing about it is that, like, I didn't tell anybody that I had a page before, you know, because I was just like, people don't really need to know. The ones who knew, but I ain't on any.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because the thing about it is this: you don't want to keep on talking about what used to be because it's not anymore. You don't want to give that energy. Okay, just stay present and be where you are. So I created, from the time that I got on Rizzle, and I saw exactly my traction on Rizzle. Okay, and I saw exactly how things were going. I said, okay, I created that platform and I just emerged it everywhere else. That same exact platform. And you know what? It's been the best thing that I've ever done, the best decision that I ever followed and, you know, took and really got into, because it's working. And that's because I listened to spirit that was just like, you know what? Just do it. Just do it.
Because you made a conscious decision to follow heart, spirit, mind, body, soul.
Absolutely.
And you made a conscious decision to remove something from your life that you no longer needed, because we outgrow people, places, and situations. We even outgrow ourselves. And sometimes that's lifting up the 500 masks that we've been carrying on, throw that shit in the garbage and say, here I am.
Absolutely.
This is me.
Talking about mask, girl, let me tell you, we could go into a whole mask story, but I'm gonna have to touch on that right then and now. I'm gonna have to get a tidbit about that. Okay, like you see, a lot of people out there don't want to put the mask on to protect themselves and prevent others from being sick. Is because y'all got too many masks on already that you haven't taken off. All right, spiritually speaking. Okay, so you don't feel the urge, or even you don't even know how to pick up an actual mask that's going to protect you, all right,
Yeah.
and help somebody else. You're going to see that it's going to take over your rights and all this other BS. But at the same time,
It's not.
take off the 10 million masks you got wearing already, you know, where you're not talking the truth. You're not seeing yourself as is.
But then also there's so many controversies about the mask or not wear the mask, COVID not real, COVID is real, so on and so forth. So people are not listening to their own intuition. People are not going within their discernment of self to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to take it upon myself to do what I feel is best for me, how to keep myself and my family safe. You can't listen to media, this person, that person, because your experience is going to be completely different from theirs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, the thing about it is this too. This is the first time in our lives all over the world that we're dealing with an issue that nobody really has a clue as to how it's supposed to go. Okay?
Yeah.
Everything is trial and error. Right? So
control. The good part about it is we cannot control this thing. We're so used to controlling our situation. Right now, we can't control this. We have to surrender to whatever the hell this shit is.
Exactly.
And so looking at yourself, taking time for yourself, being at home in your house, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like being home. Now you're forced to stay home.
Absolutely.
I don't like being around my wife. Now you're forced to be around your husband and your wife and your kids.
Yep.
Or if you live for yourself, now you're forced to look at yourself in the mirror every fucking day.
Exactly. It's really true.
You know what I mean?
It's
so
really
this
true.
it is a pandemic, but it is an ascension all by itself. It's like Mother Earth, God, whomever, is forcing us to evolve and grow. Some of us, we welcome it, and others, we're being forced to do it because we have to. This is the time to do it. And it's being able to appreciate your presence and everything you bring within yourself right now.
100%.
So you're being for work. And if you don't want to do it, it's going to get harder and harder. The one thing I learned about this journey is that I was resisting so much, and when I surrendered, it got easier.
Yes. Same here. Same here.
When I surrendered to it, I was like, you know what? I can't do shit about this shit. Okay, whatever you want me to do. What's the ascension symptoms? You know, the floatiness and the burning sensation in my body, all this other kind of stuff. I'm gonna just sit here and just be like, all right, God, what is it? What do you want me to do?
Yep. So
what do you want me to do?
Yep.
Nothing about it.
Yeah.
And this is what's going on right now in the world because we're so caught up with social media and technology and celebrity and all this stuff. So it's bringing it back to basics.
There you go. There you go.
It's the basics. Who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you know what? Those people don't even have the answer for themselves because they get caught in it too. You know?
Exactly.
So, hey, you know, as a matter of fact, I have a very good friend of mine that has been ill with the virus since March. Been in a coma. I told you about that, right? But guess what? This Saturday, he's coming home, and we're all gonna get together to receive him. Yep.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But you know what? We're gonna be cut up short because Instagram is like, you guys are rocking it. So
but Instagram is like, I'm talking too much stuff.
Yes, but I want to thank everyone for being with us, and thank you so much, Phoenix Gibbs, for sharing everything.